Dragonites. How's everybody doing today? I hope, since this is Thursday, July 2nd, I hope that this is your last day of the work week and you're having tomorrow off so you can do whatever fun thing you wanted to do. This is our kickoff video for Here Be Dragons, which is our dragon event that we're going to be having annually. So we're having it this month. We're going to have it again in January of next year. So if you have more than one dragon canvas, you can't decide which one to do, don't worry, you're going to have other opportunities, okay? So that's going to be happening. Also, I want to do a last roll call. So this is everybody that I have down taking this event. So if you still don't hear your name and you definitely are wanting to be part of this, you have to let me know that I missed you, because I think this is everybody finally. Sugar Ray Crafts, Kathy Reynolds, Margie Grice, Roxanne Samuscott, Missy Nelson, Diamond Art Joy, Jedi Master, Mike Weeks, Jennifer Parker, Tansy Wolf, Judy Pina, Kayla Zuniga, Neil Porter, Sedona LeBlanc, Peggy Designs 1959, and Matt Smarachek. I believe that's everybody. So with me, that's 17 of us. All right, again, let me know if for some reason you didn't hear your name. I will fix it. All right, so I have my canvas kitted up and ready to go. I am doing a Jungle Dragon Lord from Dreamer Designs. So yes, I put out one of the colors already just to kind of see how it's doing. It's pretty good. So far, so good. I'm pretty happy with it. Thank you guys for your suggestions on what to talk about in the WIP and Chat. I am going to take those under advisement. The first WIP and Chat, we're going to talk about the dragons of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons. That might take us 2 sessions because there's quite a few. But so we'll start with that and we'll do the best we can. We'll see how we do time-wise. Maybe it'll just be 1 week. And then we're going to talk about dragons in some other legends and fables, so that you know, we can just discuss some of the others that are out there, because there are. I'd like to be able to get in you know, like Aragon's dragon Saphira. She's a beautiful dragon too. So you know, we will do the best we can, but thank you for the suggestions, because those are going to help a lot. So we will get into it. And I appreciated your positive comments about that beautiful song, Diamonds and Stuff, that Tansy Wolf did for us. She did a beautiful job. I love it. I listen to it all the time because it's so sweet and I just love it. She also did an interesting thing. She did a recording of, you know, how would she describe me, which was really sweet also. Someday I'll share that with you guys, but right now it's just a me thing because I just want to hear it. I don't know how she knows me so well. It's a little scary. We've never met in person, but oh my God, you'd think she was scanning a barcode that told her everything about me. I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway, I loved that too. So someday you guys will get to hear that. So we're going to just get started here. Also, if you guys have any questions as we go along on our journeys together when we're doing events, you know, please feel free to ask. You can always ask, you can always leave a comment, you can always email me. However you want to do it is fine. I love interacting with you guys. I love talking to you guys. You know, that's the beauty of us, because, you know, we're a family, right? We are the Dragonites, and that makes us already a very special group, because we are. You guys are amazing. And I knew one of you was a graphic artist. It was Min's. It was True Vampire Crafts. She's the graphic artist. I knew it. See, your talents are immeasurable. I mean, they're just not bound by anything. So cool. I love the fact that you guys are the most intelligent, creative, brave, stand-up people. It's awesome. I love that. And it doesn't matter what horrible stuff gets chucked at you. You guys are like, okay, hold my drink. You get up and you deal with it. You know why? Because you're natural leaders. That's your inner dragon talking to you. Don't forget that your inner dragon's in there, because they are. They absolutely are. They're the ones that act as your conscience. They're the ones that come out when needed. They're the ones that give you the drive to do what needs to be done. And thank goodness, because you guys are my people. You're my type of people too, which I absolutely love. Well, it helps if you uncover the plastic. Jeez. Duh. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway. So yeah. So never forget that you guys are the embodiment of the most amazing mystical beings ever to come out of legend or lore. So there you are. And I am so thankful for each and every one of you. New subbies, welcome. Welcome aboard. Thanks for choosing to sub in here. I know you had lots of choices, so I really do appreciate that you picked this channel. So if you like dragons and anything about dragons, oh, are you in the right place? Yes, you are. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you'll be happy here. Feel free to peruse any place in here that you would like to. Questions, comments, concerns, you can either reach me in my email. My email, my Instagram are always linked in the description box, or you can always leave a comment on any video. Sometimes it takes me a few days to get back to you, but I will get back to you as soon as I'm able. When my husband goes in for his infusion therapy, I usually diamond paint and I return my messages then, because I know I have an hour and a half uninterrupted where I can do that. The rest of the day, anybody's guess how interrupted I might be. But anyhow, you know, you can always ask a question. Any question is fine. There's no, you know, no caution, no memoriams on merit. Wait a minute. There's no moratoriums, I think is the word I'm trying to say. Basically, you can ask anything you want, and I'm likely to go ahead and answer it if I know the answer. And if not, I'll try to find the answer for you. Because if you asked it, you had a reason for asking it, right? So that's that. I work hard at trying to be very even-tempered. You know, I'm a Sagittarius. Sometimes, you know, the temper flares, but I'm working on it all the time. And I cannot stand dishonesty, and I can't stand thievery. Other than that, I'm pretty patient with most things. But yeah, I got to draw the line because, and I think the reason, I thought about it for a long time trying to figure out, why is it dishonesty and theft that get to me the most? I really had to think about it, you guys. There are things that I don't like. I don't like, you know, cruelty. I don't like somebody being mean to somebody else. I don't like people thinking that they have power and, you know, thinking that they can be mean to somebody they think doesn't have power. Because most of the time, that statement's not true. At the end of the day, when everybody's in their pajamas, we're all the same. So if you believe that you're more powerful than somebody else, yeah, you're wrong, just so you know. So everybody has talents, everybody has gifts, everybody has challenges. So yeah, just because, you know, you have, maybe you've been more fortunate and you have more in your life than most people, doesn't make you better than them. Just makes you have more opportunities. And so good for you. Glad that that's the situation that you have. But try to remember, everybody is just as important as everybody else. And I know that we're going through times right now where sometimes that's really hard to see because there's just so much garbage. I've never seen so much hot air in one location ever. So it's hard to feel like, you know, that you can be your level best all the time. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you guys are the natural leaders. You have dragon strength, you have dragon cunning, you have dragon intelligence. You have all the things that make that mystical creature a desired creature to have around. Some people are afraid of them. Interesting. I see it all the time, even my bearded dragons, you know, because I take them with me whenever I go someplace. Any place that I can take them, I do. Now, you know, some places get a little nervous, and that's fine. You know, I don't have to be in there, or I can take them out and sit with them outside. Doesn't matter to me, and you know, Neil can go and do his thing. I will always take them, and they sit very peacefully with me. I'm usually in my mobility scooter too, so sometimes it takes people a few minutes to realize that there's a dragon sitting on me. Sometimes they don't think it's real. Sometimes they thought it was a, you know, an outfit accessory, which I find ridiculous. But anyway, usually they come up and they, you know, they'll put their little tongue out and they'll lick my face or something to let me know, hey, I'm up here, which, I mean, obviously I know they're up there, which is fine. They're just letting me know, hey, I'm right here, which is okay. And they're checking to make sure it's still me, which it is. And usually if they do that and somebody sees them that they hadn't noticed before, they go, oh my God, and they kind of jump back. I'm like, yeah, I said, oh my God, I didn't realize that was alive. Yeah, it sure is. So I don't know why you would carry an unalived dragon, but anyway, you know, and these are, you know, little over 1 pound animals. I mean, these are not the huge, amazing creatures of legend, right? But I don't know, it all goes together. I've seen people just, you know, very verbal about how they don't like reptiles, or, you know, they don't think reptiles have any value. I got news for you. You want reptiles around unless you want the insects to take over, because, and if they take over, it'll be in a big way, because boy, do they outnumber all of us. So yeah, they do help keep the insect population down. And also some of the smaller, like pest size reptiles, they also take care of those. And, you know, but in terms of what are they like, you know, to have around, they're wonderful, you know. They're quiet, they're unobtrusive, they're diurnal, so they're awake when you're awake, they sleep when you sleep, unless you have geckos, in which case they're nocturnal, so sorry about that. But bearded dragons, yeah, they're awesome. They're really awesome. They're happy to just sit with you and watch TV, or they're happy to like interact with you and go places with you. They're not picky. They are genuinely interested. They have a social and emotional component. And so, yeah, they're just wonderful creatures, but there are some people who really have something to say when they see them out in the world. I don't know why. I mean, they're sitting on me. They're not making any noise. They don't smell. They don't have, you know, any weird behavior or anything. I mean, they're really the perfect pet, if you want to know the truth. But yeah, there are people that absolutely want nothing to do with them, and oh my God, how can you touch it, and da 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 da. Well, you know, that's a whole thing in a nutshell too. But you know, the one thing they do give them, though, is they do give them reverence. Whether they like them or they don't like them, they're respectful of the space near them. They don't put their hands out and stick them in their face like they sometimes do with, you know, fur animals. They don't, you know, try to put their hands on their scales and see what they're like. No, if there's someone that wants to and they ask if they can and they're willing to use hand sanitizer on their hands, then I let them, because, you know, I want to educate especially children, to let them know that you don't have to be afraid of reptiles. You do have to give them respect. Now, bearded dragons don't have a huge way of protecting themselves. They don't really have an attack, or, you know, they can bite, but it's not in their nature. Now, when they do bite, yeah, it hurts. They're not going to do lethal damage, but, you know, they can make you say ouch, right? But again, it's not in their nature. So if you see a dragon and they're willing to bite somebody, somebody's really mistreated that dragon badly. So that's something to know. But the way that I hope the information gets through to the next generation of reptile keepers is to know that, hey, this is a living creature. Yes, they're cool. Yes, they feel really interesting. Yes, they like to interact with you. Yes, they have big eyes and little ears and noses and all of that, just like you do. But the important thing is you have to be careful of them. You don't want to crush them. You don't want to, you know, do anything that's going to compromise them or you. So, you know, if I can teach them how to handle them, then that's what I'll do. And that makes me happy to do that, because then I know they're going to look at them differently. Next time they see a lizard, they're going to think about, oh, I don't want to hurt it picking it up. I don't want to crush it. I don't want to make it feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feed it the wrong thing. You know, all of that's important. And if I can teach that to them as early as possible, great. Because someday I hope to never have to rescue any more dragons. I hope that there are no dragons to rescue. That would be the most wonderful thing. I would love to say that that may happen in my lifetime, but I'm not that naive. But I wish it could, because they deserve so much better than they get. And it's 95% of the time, whatever's happening with them that forces them to need to be rescued is 100% traced back to the humans in their lives. So I'm hoping education will do it, but I don't know. But I do think they deserve so much more. Really, they shouldn't really be in the pet trade, to be honest with you, but they are, and they have been for generations. So I do the best that I can to educate people so that they understand how to handle them, what they can do, what they cannot do, why they are not a good pet for a child. I do not allow any dragon that I rescue to be adopted into a home as a child's pet. If they don't agree to make it a family pet, and that they're going to have a part to play in taking care of them, making sure they eat, making sure their tank is cleaned, then if they won't do that, or they say, oh, I don't have time for that, or I can't, that's okay. But then you'll have to try to get a dragon somewhere else, because I won't give you one to put in that situation. So, and that's a personal thing. That's not something that all the rescues say, but I say it because if you're already at looking at them not interested, and aren't going to monitor your children and how they interact with this living creature, then yeah, I don't want to put a creature in that situation. So I will not put a dragon in that position. So they're going to have to look elsewhere. And I don't recommend places to them either, because I wouldn't knowingly put anybody else's dragon in that position either. My hope is that they will go, well, okay, and that they will do some more research and find out some things that they clearly haven't taken the time to learn before they tried to get an animal. So that's that. So anyway, that was a long way of saying dragons are amazing and Dragonites are amazing for the same reasons, a lot of the same characteristics, right? They are not afraid to do the right thing. They're not afraid to help people and help each other when it needs to happen. They're also not afraid to let cruelty know that this is not a place for you. And I don't know for sure, but I suspect you guys like me are still that way. If you're out in public and you see somebody being cruel to somebody else, that you probably are going to put your nose in their business, even if you shouldn't, and say, hey, that's not okay. That's unacceptable. It's not okay to do that. I told my husband I'll probably get knifed someday, because I will always get into it, especially if somebody's taking advantage and it's not an even playing field. I definitely am going to say something. Or I'm going to stand there and call 911, and I'm not going to leave till they get there. Like if I walk up, you know, and somebody is beating on somebody else, guess what? That's over now, because I'm going to stand here, make sure it's over. And when police come, I'm going to let them know I saw you do it. And then you can talk to the judge, because I am not interested in what happens to you. But you're overdoing that as far as I'm concerned as soon as I see you. So now, do I take some risk by doing that? Yeah, I do. But I hope to God, if someday somebody is beating on my son and I'm not here or available to do anything about it, I hope somebody else does. Because again, it's not an even playing field. If everybody was equal, then we'd have to figure it out differently, right? Well, we're not. Okay. But yeah, that doesn't mean that anybody has the right to wail on somebody. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Like, who do these people think they are? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. So It's a long way of just saying that I'm just glad that you Dragonites are here, and you tried and true subbies. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate seeing you in the comments, you know, giving the thumbs ups, all of those things. Awesome. So just know I adore you, all of you, and that you have every right to be here and be revered as the Dragonite that you are. So yes, new subbies, you'll find out that this is a good environment to be in, and that, you know, we all help each other. So if you need something, if you need, you know, somebody to say something, or if you want to put something out there, or you need support in some way, just let the Dragonites know. I promise you, you're going to get a response, because that's how awesome these people are. And I know that I'm lucky that not all channels are that way, but this one is. So yeah, you can always, you know, email me or leave a comment if you need me to say something, or you want to share something with the Dragonites, you're not sure how to do it. Let me know. I will put it out there on your behalf. No problem. You let me know what's okay and what you don't want said, and I will definitely abide by that. I'm not going to give out anybody's, you know, private information. The only time that I've done that, and it's usually the nick or the first name of the person, is if somebody disappears and they were here and everything was fine, and then all of a sudden they're gone. I may ask if anybody has seen them out in cyberspace, because, you know, it's fine if you're not here. I just want to know you're okay, because if you just disappear like that, then I worry. I'm a worrier. Don't know what to tell you. I am. But that's the extent of it. But I don't put out any identifying information if I know it. So that's not a thing. If somebody asks me, hey, do you have, you know, so-and-so's, you know, name and address, even if I have it, I don't tell them that. I refer them back to you and say, you're going to have to ask that person. Yeah, because even if I have that information, I'm not at liberty to give it out. So, you know, you'll have to ask them. So, you know, they're going to be somewhere on social media probably. So, you know, you do you. But yeah, so, you know, I feel it's my responsibility. If I'm offering prizes and you give me your mailing address, okay, it's my responsibility to keep that quiet and under wraps. I don't have authorization from you to give it out, and I wouldn't be comfortable even if you gave me authorization. I would have to say, they're going to try to contact you because I'm not giving the information, sorry. But I feel that is a responsibility. So, so yes, any information that you give me stays with me unless you give me permission to put it out there. I mean, if it's something major, I might ask you, hey, can I let the Dragonites know? And if you say yes, perfect. Then I will be, you know, I will let them know with discretion. Again, I'm not going to over tell everybody everything. And if you tell me, you know what, I don't really want that out there. Okay, then enough said. I won't. No, there's no judgment here. There's no shame. If you don't want it out there, it won't be out there. Not for me, at least. So, yeah. So everybody can take heart. I don't know if I say that enough. I probably don't, because it's such a given for me that I don't think about, you know, maybe I need to reassure some people. I mean, that's just how I am. I 100% believe in your privacy. I believe that you are the sovereign of your own life, and nobody has the right to betray that for any reason. So, you know, that's a me thing. So, you know, you're welcome to talk to me about it. If somebody finds that information out, it's not going to be from me. That information, you can look at it anywhere on the channel. You're going to see that nowhere in there do you see anybody's address or number or, you know, or email. I mean, it's just not a thing. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, but again, I do have to have some kind of mailing address, because if you win the prize, I have to have a way to get it to you. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's a P.O. box, or I don't care if it's an address, I don't care if it's, you know, your grandma's house, whatever it is. You know, I just need an address so that you can receive whatever it is you win. And we will talk about the prizes for this event as we get down the line. There will be dragon cover minders, of course, because, you know, We have to. I mean, it's a dragon event, guys. Come on. So, yeah. So that's the situation with that. Okay. All of that, I know that was long-winded, but I wanted to get all of that out of there so that it wasn't going through anybody's mind, because we do have some new subbies. We have a couple of them in this event. So, per usual, use the comment section to mingle amongst yourselves. You are always welcome to do that. If you have, if somebody has something cool, or you like their canvas in the WIP parade, or, whatever it is, hey, you know what? You can tell them that. This is your channel as much as it is mine. So, indulge at your will and get to know each other, because, that's how you become supportive. As you find some stuff out, you're like, oh, wow. Besides diamond painting, do you like sports? Oh, yeah, I'm a football fan. Really, me too. Or maybe I like basketball or baseball, whatever it is. Or do you do any other crafts? Because I have found out, Dragonites, that a lot of diamond painters have other crafts that they do too. It's not just diamond painting, like it's other stuff too. So you might find out maybe you both crochet, or maybe you both like to do latch hook rugs, or maybe you like to watch old movies, or, maybe Abbott and Costello's your thing. I mean, whatever it is, right? Yeah, feel free to make some connections. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of the fact that the internet exists, and you can talk to people all over the world, which is the coolest thing ever. So, always feel free to do that. New subbies, please feel free to partake in the Dragonites Lair Facebook group. That address is always in the description box as well. That is, you can post in there anytime. You can show any craft or anything that you find to be a fascinating thing. And you want to share with people, you're welcome to do that. If something happens or somebody doesn't behave, I do have 2 admins that do monitor, who have permission to kick you out if you become obnoxious. I don't care if you're having discussions in there or disagreements, that's okay, but you need to do it in an appropriate manner. I will not tolerate anybody being rude to my Dragonites. That just doesn't happen. It's not okay with me, and it will never be okay with me. So as long as you're just in there enjoying what's going on in there and meeting people, you are golden. So that's the only, one caveat to be aware of. But, oh man, the Dragonites do some amazing things. I love their canvases when they post them. They're just amazing. And, oh, creative and talented people. Oh, I mean, the Dragonites have creativity to burn. So, definitely get to know everybody in there. Everybody feel free to say hello to the new people. I think that they're going to be a good addition to our family, guys. So, there you go. Sorry, I'm umming a lot, guys. Kickoff videos are hard because I'm not really getting into the root of it yet. I was going to do a little bit of talking about the dragons for Game of Thrones and House of Dragons, but there's some information that's in their backgrounds that hasn't been shown yet, and I think it might be going to be this weekend, but I don't want to read that off until we've already had that experience, so there are no spoilers. So that's why I'm going to wait till the next one and go from there. And I will let you know if I think there might be a spoiler in there, so you can be aware if you don't want to listen to the whole thing. That's fine. We're going to talk again about, dragons of legend. What's really cool about dragons, which would be, well, everything. But, what's the story of them? What is their origin story? Why are there so many different cultures that all have a dragon-esque type creature or creatures? So, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. For you new subbies, I did do designer dragons a year ago, January. And so I went over some specific dragons during that event. A lot of WIP and chats. You can find that information under event or under WIP and chats in the playlist section. So feel free to, listen to that if you'd like to. That's already in there and downloaded for your enjoyment, so feel free. So, we're going to enjoy all of our dragon goodness, you guys. Because, again, you're the manifestation of these amazing creatures. Absolutely amazing. Now, you realize the dragons can be very destructive, especially the fire-breathing kind, right? And if you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, you know the dragons come in a lot of varieties and can do a lot of stuff. Okay, but they didn't just go around destroying everything. Now, they could have, but notice that that wasn't their instinct to do. And they really had no rivals. There was nothing, they didn't have a 747. There was no, no great big thing that could be a predator for them, right? But still, unless a human was around them saying, hey, Dracarys that guy over there and burn him up, you notice that that isn't really what they did. They weren't interested in being at war all the time. They didn't want to have everything destroyed. They wanted to, eat, drink, be merry, mate, have eggs, have baby dragons, like all of that's, survival. That was just their main thing, like any animal, right? So, and yes, they are reptiles, in case you're wondering, which I have an affinity for, since I do have bearded dragons, and adore them. So, yep, I found out that reptiles are cool. There are some I like better than others. I'm not a big snake person. I prefer legs on my reptiles, but if you're a snake lover, God love you. I'm glad you're out there. Snakes need love too. So, yes. But think about dragons being the same reptiles as your little tiny geckos. I think it's cool. So, that's what we're going to be looking at. So we will talk about that. We will go through, as much of the lore as we can fit in. I'll try to find some new and interesting facts that we did not go over last time for you. I'll try to find some pictures too, so you guys can have a visual while we're talking about that. So again, hopefully your name's on the list. Let me know in the comments if it's not on the list. Hopefully it is. And also, I want you guys to know I loved your choice of canvases. You guys all picked really good ones. They're going to be great when we do our final wrap-up video for this event, and they're getting closer to completion because they're just some of the coolest things ever. Love it. I love doing dragon events because I love seeing all the fascinating canvases you guys pick out. So, but yes, definitely talk to each other about it because, what the heck, why not, right? Obviously, you have a love for dragons or you wouldn't be here in this event, right? So, hey, something already that you have in common. So, yes, it's time to make some new acquaintances, guys. And as we get closer now, what I will do for those of you that are new to events on this channel is as we get to the 2-week mark, so halfway through the event, I'll ask you for a progress picture. Now, progress pictures are the ones that I go off of to put you on the prize wheel or the prize pot or however we're going to draw the names out. So, yeah, I want to see you made some progress, and then you're automatically entered to win a prize in the prize selection process. So, if for some reason, though, you don't have to make a lot of progress, but you have to at least make a little bit, because, you don't have to finish your canvas either. That's not a thing. You don't have to do that. You just have to be working on it. And as long as that's the case, then, I'll automatically just put you in for prize consideration, and then we'll do the drawing in week 3. We will pick the prize winners. Now, this is July, so this is when postage goes up again. So, if you are a prize winner, I would really appreciate it if you want to contribute something toward postage. I'm not going to, I wouldn't not provide you a prize because you weren't in a position to do that, okay? But if you can, it would sure help me out, and I would really appreciate it because I'm telling you, the shipping already for prices was ridiculous. So now we're going from the improbable to the impossible. So, you know, every little bit helps, and I do appreciate your contribution. I do have a PayPal, so, you know, you're welcome to do it that way. I also have Apple Pay set up on my phone, so if you are an iPhone user and you've got your Apple Pay set up, perfect. I really hate to even ask you, but it's just really getting to the point where it's getting harder and harder to be able to send things out. So, you know, and at any time, if you'd rather have an Amazon gift card, you can let me know that, and I can, you know, email that to you. So then it's postage isn't a thing. So I'm okay with that. If you're not interested in the prizes, what I would do is I would say, okay, let me get you the you know, the gift card, and then I would offer the prize package that you declined to someone else. So really all it does is create an extra prize, if that's, you know, how you feel about it. So totally fine. You can just, you know, let me know if your name is called. So that is going to be what goes on around here mostly. I think that it's going to be fine. We'll see how it goes. If it becomes a problem, then, you know, we'll have to come up with something different, and I'll let you guys know, hey, we're going to have to do something different. But most of you seem to be okay with contributing for postage, so you know, that's great, and I'm fine with that. So we will go from there. I don't know if you guys can hear my chihuahua snoring, but yeah, that's what you hear if you happen to hear the little sound. It sounds like somebody breathing hard. It's my little man. He's sleeping right next to me here on the table. He has his own little spot. He has a bed it's actually a cat bed, but what happens is when they get in it, it warms up. So it's a heated bed, which I love for him because he has a luxating shoulder, which is not typical. A lot of knees. It's typical to have knees that, you know, pop in and out. But his shoulder actually does, and it's very crunchy, you know, as a joint, and and I know it's painful. So I love the fact that he can, and when it's really bothering him, you can tell because he will lay on that side right into it. He moves the blanket out of the way and just gets right onto the heat setting. So I know that it helps him, and I think he knows it helps him. You know, he sleeps in our bed, but we have an electric blanket in there, so, you know, he can snuggle into it whenever he wants to. But he wants to be with me, so I tried to get him something so he would be comfortable up here while he did that. So he's been pretty comfortable. You know, he's full too. He just had his dinner, so he is happy to be snoozing. So anyway, if you hear something that sounds weird, that's who it is. My little dragon Finn, he's in the window. He's doing really good considering. He's got heart disease. He's 11 years old. So, you know, dragons should live 15 to 20 years. Bearded dragons should. But, you know, lack of husbandry that's appropriate does shorten their life. So, you know, most of the time you're lucky if you get 10 to 12 years. And he's 11 already. And he was a rescue, so, yeah, you know, he had a few challenges in the beginning. Somewhere when he was a juvenile, not quite an adult, which means he was, you know, 7, 8, 9 months old, he was sick. And somebody cared enough to take him and get him treated and help him recover from what we think was a URI, respiratory infection, and then go ahead and let him be sold anyway at the pet store. So, you know, I'm so thankful to whoever did that. I'll never know, but I appreciate them. And so, yeah, he had struggles early on that came back to visit him as he got older. So it's very depressing. He takes a heart medication and a diuretic every day, to both of our chagrins, because I have to get it into his mouth. And he started out, he was much more difficult, but now he's pretty good. And I went out of my way and I paid extra to have the lab that mixes up their medications flavor it with cricket. So it's not as, he's not as opposed to it now, because now, he tastes pretty good. He's okay with it. Which, thank God, makes it easier on both of us. But yeah, so I know I don't have a whole lot more time with him, which I try not to think about because it's so devastating to me. But I am bound and determined to make sure that we have as many adventures as possible and go as many places as we can and have as many adventures as we can fit in. And my little Merlin, he's the other male that I have. And his birthday actually was yesterday. So he's 6 years old today. And he had his last injection of his antibiotics yesterday. So I'm really hoping, they've really bothered his stomach. So he's lost quite a bit of weight. And he's been a very unhappy camper. And it's just brutal to see that because I love him. And he's been mad at me because I've been giving it, it's an injectable. So that made it even worse. So I've been doing that. And, the doctor said, hey, this antibiotic can be, excuse my reach, guys, can be kind of hard on their body. They can get, swollen skin and, they're at risk for bacteria in there. So be sure that you rotate his limbs. So, every day I had to pick, I had to pick one of his little arms and then one of his little legs and then the next time a little arm and then the other little leg and then the other little arm and then we started it all again. Guys, he has had 6 weeks of antibiotics. Oh, it's been torturous for both of us. So I'm hoping today he ate pretty well. A friend of mine is his favorite person on the planet, so she came over and got him to eat some organic baby food, some chicken baby food, which was nice because it has both protein, because it's like a pureed chicken. It has extra fluid in it because it's organic, so there's water in there too. And then I crushed up a Tums because I knew his stomach was upset, so that was extra calcium. We mixed it in. And he gobbled down quite a bit, and I was so happy because I know that not only did he need the nutrients, but it also showed that his hunger is coming back. And oh, thank God, because he was just so miserable. He wasn't interested in eating anything. So yes, that's been frustrating. Finian's heart medication, not so much the diuretic, but his heart medication kills his appetite. So he's really hard to get eating, but he did really well. He had some blueberries yesterday. He's had plenty of worms. He had some protein. He had 11 worms. So that was very good. And I got some, I always gut load the worms. So when I get them, they get shipped here and they're kind of dehydrated and all that. So I, put them in clean oats because that's their substrate is oats. And then I give them some fresh food, some vegetables and some fruit to eat so that they are nutritious the following day when they get them, and they're not, worm jerky, because they need live, fat, plump feeders. So when he ate them, he got a lot of nutrients in, so I was so pleased. So hoping that will be the case with Merlin too here in a couple days. So anyway, you guys, that's going to be what goes on with our Here Be Dragons event. Special thanks to Mike Weeks. He's the Dragonite that came up with that name, suggested it. So thank you, Mike. And we are going to just do the best we can to have a really good time. So, starting next week, probably Thursday or Friday, will be the WIP and Chats that I will do our weekly check-in, and we will get into our dragon lore and all of our interesting stats and everything. So I hope all of you have a wonderful 4th of July. Please be safe. If you're going to be around fireworks, please be careful. I want all of you to come back with your fingers. So have a very good time if you're spending it with family. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Enjoy each other's company. So America can turn 250 years old. It's some of the weirdest time in history, but it's here and we're here and that's the way it is. So do your best to try to enjoy it. And enjoy, if nothing else, having an extra day off. So you can kind of just, you know, just kind of empty your brain and just let it do its thing, right? And diamond paint, for God's sake, diamond paint. Whatever you do. All right, Dragonites. Enjoy the WIP and chat, which is coming up after this video. It'll be attached herein, so you will get to see it. Again, you guys all picked wonderful canvases. Please enjoy seeing them all because they're really great. And remember, always be a dragon. Spread your wings. Protect those you love. Have fiery passion. Stay strong, slay your fears, and always fly high, rise up, and soar. All right, Dragonites, spread your dragon goodness out in the world that needs it so badly. Have a wonderful holiday. Big hugs to everybody. Enjoy the WIP parade, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.